All right, guys, welcome back to the Travis Jones podcast. Today, I get to grill Travis Jones, founder and director of RBT Gyms, about management and basically how he manages nearly 100 staff, 15 gyms in different locations. Like, you've got gyms in Western Australia, mate, which is what, like a 7-hour flight? It's like 4,000 kilometers away.
Yeah, it's tough, and it's also different managing structures for different people, different levels, different companies, because we've got the other companies as well. So it's
Yeah.
understanding correct managing rhythms inside your company. I think that's one of the biggest things that holds most businesses back, because they do all this stuff on a whim, right? And you can get to 200K, 300K as a business, probably even up to 500K as a gym, with not too many management systems, and all of a sudden you're at this glass ceiling you can't break through, because it's the management systems that actually allow you to scale, allow you to outsource yourself, because it's the systems that actually take care of the business. And I think that's what I'm looking forward to talking about today.
So, like, what happens if you're like not a good manager? Like, so say you've got a gym and it's starting to go a little bit better, and you want to take a holiday. You want to take your wife for a holiday for the first time in 5 years since you opened your gym. Like, it's a really common story for heaps of fit pros. Or like, for some reason you get a bit sick, or like, because you got so many more clients, you need to like start outsourcing other tasks. Like, where do you even start with like hiring staff and managing staff? And
Yeah, it's an interesting one, man. Like I being a PT for the first 8 years, like obviously being there for like 16 years in the industry now, the first 8 years was so rigid with time. You have to book in your time you go into the bathroom and peeing, and you get so much on the clock as far as like every 45 minutes or every hour you're doing these sessions. I do like 8 hours a day, 9 hours a day of training sessions. When I first opened the gym, I sort of went anti-schedule, because it's like, no, I'm doing my own thing now. I'm going to work on my own timeline. And this is such an entrepreneurial thing that you do. You go anti-schedule and you start to do things that you enjoy doing, and you sort of stop doing the things that need to get done. When we're looking at management systems, they sort of start with the person and being able to control themselves. It's controlling, your own schedule. It's controlling your priorities. It's controlling your task management. It's like understanding, like, do you actually have priorities, and are you sticking to them? Do you have, your own development plan? Do you have your own monthly structure you're looking towards? And I think all of this, it's like before you even looking at hiring someone, you have to understand, it's like, do you have yourself sorted? Because you have no right actually hiring someone unless you can manage yourself, because managing a company starts with managing yourself first.
yeah, like, so many people try and outsource like sales, before they've even managed to work out sales themselves, right? It's like, how do you expect for your salesperson to perform at an elite level if you haven't been able to manage yourself to perform at an elite level in sales?
I think that's such an interesting thing. Like, as you wear so many hats as a business owner at the start. You're the technician, you're the entrepreneur, like you're literally, you're the business owner, like you're everything and anything at the start. Now with this, you have to understand, do you have clear KPIs? And do you have KPIs for yourself on sales? If you've never had KPIs for yourself, then please don't put KPIs on your staff, because you have to understand what is possible. You have to understand, and not a pipe dream of what is possible, but what is actually possible in the business. If it's 2 sales a day every single day and they can get 60 sales a month, and okay, well, let's create some KPIs. Maybe the minimum expectations for your staff is 40 sales a month into your business. Maybe that is what the minimum is. And if they hit 60 or hit 70, well, that's when they can get bonuses and commission and appreciation, because no, you don't get commissions and bonuses for doing your job. Right? I think you have to understand that, and you have to understand what is possible in the KPIs, to actually develop a team and actually manage a team. I think that is one of the most crucial things. It's like understanding your key numbers. What is your retention? What is your suspension? What is your sales? What is your upsells? What is your average dollar? Because if you don't know these numbers, like every number gives you the ability to manage people. What is your attendance rate? What is like your show? Like, you have to understand it is, because what happens is every number will tell a story in your business. And if you don't know your numbers, you don't know the story your business is telling you. If you don't know the story your business is telling you, you can't manage it. Because if a low attendance rate's happening and 70% of people are showing up to Johnny's sessions and 90% are showing up to, Amber's sessions, well, clearly there's something happening with Johnny. Maybe we can go into and actually manage him on, his performance or the way he's cueing and coaching, and maybe it's his energy levels. We can start to manage him around that, and all of a sudden the story, because of the numbers, shows you who to talk to, and then you can manage those people, because if people aren't showing up to sessions, you know that they're an at-risk member. And if they're an at-risk member for long enough, you know they're going to be a cancelled member, and they stop paying you, and you stop getting them results. So every single number in your business tells a story. So before, again, you can manage someone, you have to understand the numbers.
I mean, that's so fascinating, being able to watch you and how you operate with RBT. And your numbers better than any other client or gym owner that we've ever had. And it's just such a massive comparison. When clients come to us and they need help, and we just say stuff like, well, how many leads do you need to get this week? And they're like, as many as possible. Or they just have no idea what the actual answer is. Like for you, Trav, I'll put you on the spot right now. How many leads does RBT need to hit in this week?
So when we're looking at, we hit about 25 leads a week every single gym, right? And that's what we have. So we hit 80 to 100 leads on a monthly basis for our RBT at goals. We normally sit around
per location,
100 per location. So we get about 1,500 leads a month. Now with this, we know that we have about 45% conversion rate across our gyms, and that gives us the 700 odd sales into our paid trial on the front end. And then with a 50% upsell, it gives about 350 upsells on a monthly basis as well. Now, if you're aiming at a 5 to 6 cancellation percentage across your company at volume, cancellation goes slightly higher. But if you're aiming at 5 to 6 cancellation, we've got 2,500 members right now. It's okay, cool. I know I'm growing by plus 100 members per month as a company. And that's a very macro level, right? If I break it down to a micro level, okay, what can we do right now? Well, we need 80 leads every single month. And that means if my cost per lead is $20 a lead, I need to spend $1,600 every single month, because it's managing finances or managing your marketing is the same as managing people. Because now I need to know my expectations on a daily basis. If I'm going to do it over 3 weeks and not over 4 weeks, so I have a week break in between my marketing, so I have $1,600 to spend over 21 days. I'm going to spend approximately $80 a day. I'm going to hit my KPIs as far as money spent to leads coming in. And that means I've got my 80 leads. Now, okay, cool. That means if I've got 80 leads over 21 days, I want to hit about 40 sales. That means I need to hit 2 sales a day. That's my 20-mile march every single day. There's a story about the guys that were trying to cross Antarctica. It was in the book Good to Great by Jim Collins. And there was one team who did 70 miles, and the next day they had to rest, and they did 50 miles, and they had to rest. Whereas the other team, they literally every single day, no matter what, it's like a 20-mile march. And I tell everyone that I coach, it's you have to find out what your 20-mile marches are. And this person, for example, it could be a 20-mile march of, once you hit 2 sales, that's it for the day. But you might have an upper threshold and a bottom threshold. It might be 1 to 3. If you hit 1 to 3 sales every single day inside your 20-mile march as a business, that means you will hit your 40 sales in your 20 days or 21 days. And it's yes, I'm succeeding. I know what winning is, and I want to know what losing is. And I must hit my 20-mile march. And then I can manage my sales. And then we look at, okay, let's managing the expectations as far as what story, what do we have to do to manage our cancellations or our retention rate? Well, every single one of our people at RBT, say they're looking after 50 members, then they could reach out to, every single day, 10 of their members, because there's 5 days of the week, there's 4 staff. They reach out to 10 members each day, and they're going to reach out to every single one of their members every single week. And I know that outside our clubs, there's 40 people inside a club getting reached out to every single day. It could be a text message, a personalized blog, it could be an email, but there's something individual to them. It's I saw you doing great with your back squats today, and send them a text message and show them, we're looking at words of appreciation or words of affirmation as far as the love languages. It might be reaching out to them, getting them a coffee. You might be sending them something on Uber Eats just because you're a gangster and you want to show them gifts because that's who you are. And it's trying to move your company. That's what we're trying to do with RBT, is giving them a budget every single gym, and each staff member has this $50 budget that they can spend on their staff, on their members each month, and they can allocate that month to month where they know where to give the gifts out. They know where to have the coffees. They know who to give the appreciation to, because they know how to manage their members to get the best out of them. And if they're doing 10 of those every single day, all of a sudden retention goes through the roof, cancellations drop down, which means sales don't have to happen as much, which means they're fulfillment in their jobs, a lot of them, because a lot of them don't love sales, they do sales. Okay, but then all of a sudden they've got more fulfillment because they don't have to spend as much time selling because they're keeping the members, and they're keeping the members. That means they're getting more results. And this is all coming from numbers, guys. It's understanding your numbers, which means you can understand the stories, which means you can understand how to actually manage your staff.
Yeah, like that quote, what gets measured gets managed. Like it's just, it's so true. And like, it's so funny because Fit Pros, like in business, they do exactly what their most annoying fitness clients do with weight loss. It's just like, as you said, like the 20-mile march, it's like, no, Steve, don't try and lose 10 kilos this week. Like that's stupid. And you're going to set yourself up for failure, and then you're going to get really disheartened. And then next week, you're going to have beers every night and eat way too much chocolate cake. And then you'll be back where you started. No, lose 500 grams every week, just consistently. What gets measured gets managed. How many sessions do you need to show up for this week? And that sort of stuff like that. It blows my mind that you know that, like, yeah, you've got 10 outreach individual messages sent per club per day. And like, that's just, you know, that's getting sent out. And I assume, like, how do you track that? I assume you do that through the daily huddle. Can we talk about the daily huddle? Because people who don't know about Trav's daily huddles, they're awesome.
So when we're looking at this, like, every single business has a rhythm, right? And you can have a rhythm of management meetings, you can have a rhythm of team meetings, and also a rhythm of daily huddles. So what we look at is, you know, every single huddle moves all the way up to me. Now, there's like a dog about to attack me. Now, with this, guys, what happens is there's this daily huddle in our clubs, and each of the guys come together with the manager of that club to start with. And they come down, they go with their key numbers. Okay, what sales we've got, what at-risk members do we have right now, what's happening with our essentially what happened yesterday as our focus, which is getting out to those 10 members. Everyone did it? Yes, 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 yes. Cool. Now we have these numbers from the daily huddle. They'll go to the next huddle, and the huddle for them is like 8:13. Okay, at 8:13 every morning, there's a daily huddle. And
why 8:13? Why that number?
Specific numbers get remembered, right?
Yeah.
So like when we're looking at this, they do their 8:13 huddle, and then all of a sudden that manager will have a huddle with their regional manager. So then they'll report their numbers. Okay, cool. We got our 40 outreach done. We got our 4 sales done, and we got our 2 sales done. We've got 1 at-risk member. This is what's happening. And then they'll go to that next level. And what will happen is then we'll come to me, and we'll have our 3 regional managers, we'll have our management team, and it's like, we'll just span across all the numbers. This is the top level numbers for the business. And then we're going, okay, cool. We got like 300 or 400 of our outreach towards our teams done. We got 3 cancellations pending right now. We've got 18 sales coming through. And it's like, there's a hum of a business, right? And you don't have to do 3 levels for us. Like my huddle's at 10:21 with my regional managers every single day. And we go through this. So there's specific times for specific huddles. And for me, that gives me a daily rhythm for me to have my finger on the pulse of what's going across every single gym across the country on a 24-hour basis. And I think having that such a crucial rhythm allows you to see what's going on. Because if I can see something that's out of order, then I go, that number's off. Let's have a chat one-on-one after the huddle. And I can then talk one-on-one to the regional. We can dig deep about the number. The huddle is a 10-minute meeting maximum. It's nothing more than that. You go around with the numbers.
9 minutes.
9 minutes, right? You ask everyone their daily focus. It's like, what's you focusing on today? And did you do your focus yesterday? And that's it. Like, you get it done. And we know what everyone's focused in. At the start of the day, the next huddle, it's like, did you do focus? Yes or no? What happened? And we go again. And having this such a clear way to run your company allows you to continually moving forward. You know, you're moving forward on your weekly objectives, your 12-week objectives and monthly objectives, and allows you to make sure that you are always staying on track. Because if you're only doing it on a weekly basis or a fortnightly basis, you know, and you didn't do it for 10 days, or your team really didn't do it for those 10 days, you missed out so much ground. You weren't doing your 20-mile march. You know, if we didn't touch base and they weren't doing the 10 outreach for 10 days, that could be 100 members that weren't getting touch base with. Like, that's crazy. That means so many more at-risk members, so many lives that weren't changed. I think that's what you have to look at as far as management.
So you like talk all the time about like winning the day and winning the week. It's just like, if you don't have these numbers, how do you know whether you're going to win the day or not? Like, oh, sure, you could have like got heaps done, but like that means nothing really when you need to figure out what actual numbers do you need to track. Well, it's like, again, like fat loss. All right, if I'm, a skinnier girl that, needs to eat less than 1,900 calories to lose her 5 kilo goal over X period of time, like all she has to know is, did I eat less than 1,900 calories today? And like, straight away, every 24 hours, she can report, yes, that's what I did. I won the day. What gets measured gets managed.
But also it's making sure you're measuring the right numbers, right? Because so many people, like you said before, busy is not productive. When we're looking at work rate of anyone playing footy, okay, because it's a very easy thing for you to look at. So if someone's doing like 60 tackles a game, that could be like a pretty good person, right? It's like, oh my God, you're smashing 60 tackles a game. That's great. But you're looking at the tackles, not the scoreboard. So they could be crushing 60 tackles a game and losing by 100 points every single game. Right? It's like, it's not just how many touch points or how many calls you made. It's like, how many conversations did you have? Making sure you're tracking the right KPIs as a manager that actually attribute to the scoreboard, and knowing what that scoreboard is on a daily basis. So you know that what your work rate needs to be. Because if you're just working and being busy without any type of progression because you don't understand the scoreboard, it's very easy to slip into unfulfillment. And if you have unfulfilled staff, they will start to lack appreciation. They'll feel like they're lacking growth, and they'll start looking for somewhere else to go and work.
All right. I'm going to grill you a bit on this even more, because I find it so fascinating. And like, no one does it. That's the thing. Like, no gyms, like, they might have like weekly meetings and stuff, but it's just a meeting, and it's just to be like, how's everyone going, kind of thing. But like, you're like, every day is like a daily huddle. And like, one of the most common questions you get is, how do I do this when I've got trainers that aren't there because they're not rostered on? They might have a morning shift or an afternoon shift.
I think it's really easy, man. It comes down to start with like your core values. So if our core values, just get them on a phone call. Hey guys, at 9:03 every single day we have a phone call. It doesn't matter if you're rostered on or rostered off. We'll take off the 10 minutes off your week, or 50 minutes if that's what you need to do. That's what you need to do. Like, don't do anything illegal. Keep it legal. But most of the guys, if they are part of your core values, like RBT is the result driven, right? That is one of our biggest core values. So how do we get our result? Well, we make sure we do our daily huddle. You want to be a result-driven person? Yes. What's it look like? You go above and beyond. Okay, well, getting on our daily huddle every single day is that. What it doesn't look like if you're not result-driven, so everyone understands it's black and white. What does it look like to live by our core values? What does it not look like to live by our core values? So it's like you're in or you're out, right? I think it's very crucial to understand for this for people. And your core values, and for people to understand, ours are inspire, it's empower and educate, it's community driven, it's result driven. If they know what it is to live by our core values and not, then you can actually start to rank people. I just did a video just before on a 9 block on how to understand when to hire people, when to fire people, when to give people promotions and praise. But when we're looking at this, if someone is a 3, so there's 1 is a high on the core values and someone is a 3 on the core values, you really need to have that crucial conversation. Okay, they're like, oh, I don't want to do this huddle thing. Like, I'm not rostered on. It's like, well, why do you feel like you don't have to do it? Or why do you feel like you don't want to do it? And it's really being able to have this crucial conversation, which allows you to be a leader. It's giving them feedback. Well, we understand that you aren't rostered on, but it's 10 minutes, okay? And we will pay you for the 50 minutes for the week if that's what we're doing. And for us, it allows us to be result driven. It allows us to come together as a team so we can essentially beat the common enemy, which is obesity. Okay, and this allows us to understand what's happening with your members. So instead of us having one-on-one meetings every single day for me to get this data off you, we can move forward together because united, like the mighty ducks inside their flying V, you're stronger together than you are apart. And the team coming together is the best thing you can possibly do.
People want to be part of it, something bigger, right? So like, I love that what you said then, like our big enemy is obesity and like changing people's life. It's like, it's not just a job for them at RBT. It's like, no, we're part of something. Like, we're creating a movement, and we're actually doing something that matters on like a national scale.
I think the more you can help them intertwine their job into and understand what their KPIs on a daily basis mean to their gym, and then for us, our company, then they're more likely to do the above and beyond. They go, oh, what I do matters. Okay. And the more someone can say that, like, what I do matters, then they'll get fulfillment, enjoyment, and they'll love working for you because they can understand the bigger picture. They can understand this daily huddle is a crucial aspect for the working rhythm of this company so we can stay on course, navigated towards 200 lives changed a year. And this is a crucial aspect to see if we're on or off course. And that's why we do the daily huddle.
So have you, obviously you have, but like, give me an example of someone in the past that has kind of pushed back on your daily huddle. Like, have you had to fire this person? Like if you had a crucial conversation, or like, what did you have to do to like get them to buy in?
Like, I think sometimes buying comes down to leadership, right? So there's two different things. There's leadership and management. Management is how you run your business. Leadership is getting people to buy into you and your dreams. And I think the law of buying comes down from trust, credibility, honesty, vulnerability. So we have these character traits that allow you to be a great leader. And we will do a full podcast on leadership. That is a whole nother topic. Yeah. But if you don't have buy-in from your team, they will 100% push back on your daily huddle, on your management style, on anything you're trying to implement. Because if they don't have buy-in to you as a leader, then you can never manage them. And I've seen this countless times with managers inside RBT and managers inside other gyms. If they don't believe in you, if you don't have the courage to like lay down your sword and like die on the sword for them, like that's crucial. If you can't be honest with them and also vulnerable with them, like, you know, they want to have buy-in to you. If you can't, you know, essentially pace set and do the job and sweep the floor, right? Like they won't have buy-in to you. Like the law of buy-in, as John Maxwell says with leadership, is one of the most crucial laws. And that comes down to credibility. And having credibility just comes down to the character traits that are crucial for anyone to be a good person. And the better person you are, and the more charisma you have, and the more honesty you have, and the more passion you have, and the more trust that you can have with them, and the more understanding that you go out of their way for them, then they will start to do it for you. And then it's not even a question, do I get onto this huddle? It's like, TJ, my leader, asked me to do this. I'm not even going to question him. And when they start to question you, you know you have a problem with leadership, not management.
Yeah. And like we've talked about this before, like privately around, you know, it's your duty to be the best version of yourself, because that's what actually lifts people up, your clients and your staff. Like if people can see that you're striving to push your own personal boundaries and striving just to be better, like people want to be around that. Like it's infectious. Like everyone listening here has those type of friends or family that they just don't want to hang around because they're vampires. They just suck the life and energy out of people because they complain. And then there's other people that they just love hanging out with because they light up the room. It's just like they're funny, they're inspiring, they like have a great outlook on life, and you just want to be around them. And it's like your staff is no different, and your clients, right? Like you as a person, it's such a massive thing, like how important you see yourself and personal development, and how hard you work on bettering yourself, because it just flows on. How can you expect to like tell your staff to be better if you don't care? Like if you're 5 kilos overweight, like, you know, I know it's not a big thing, right? But like, you know, you personally in the past have been like, let your body go a little bit for your standards. But like in the last couple of years, man, you've been a machine. Like,
because like you get what you tolerate in life, right? And I tolerated the stories I told myself. And I think that's the truth, right? You tolerate the story, you're busy, or this is happening, or that's happening. And you get what the standards you keep in life. And I had shoulds, not musts. So I changed my shoulds to musts. Like I must train. Like it makes me feel good. It makes me be a better leader. It gives me more energy. I leave a better legacy for my kids. Like I don't care if you've had a long day, right? I think the biggest thing is it's looking at the Seinfeld strategy, which is, he wrote down, he had this big calendar up on the wall. And for me, that was the biggest thing with exercise and getting my shit together again, which is like utilizing the Seinfeld strategy. Because I know that every habit, or the crucial habits and the fundamental for me, there's a crucial domino that knocks over all the other dominoes. If I train, then I sleep better and I eat better. If I eat better, it doesn't mean I train, and then I'll probably just sleep crap and I'll start eating bad the next day. So my domino habit is training, and I use that as also with that Seinfeld strategy, which means that I will never miss a day in a row. And I think that's one of the most crucial things. When Jerry Seinfeld was trying to be the best comedian in the world, the highest paid comedian, he wrote jokes every single day. He had this massive calendar on the wall, and every single day he wrote 30 minutes of jokes. He just put this cross, and then he put another cross. And his whole goal was to try and not break the chain, make the chain as long as he possibly can. And if he ever broke the chain, make sure he only ever broke the chain by one day. And I think we can take that into management, right? We can that's how he managed himself to get success, and success leaves clues. So maybe you only ever go more than one day without making a sale, and you will make a sale, okay? And you will do this, or never go more than one day without reaching out to 10 members. If you break the chain, that's fine, but never break the chain by more than one day. And that's management, and that's habits, and that's your character of who you are. And I think that's such a crucial thing for you to understand.
Yeah, I mean, like Jerry's talking about stories. Jerry Seinfeld was doing this, and he was already like one of the richest comedians in the world. Like had like this TV show that like all comedians dream of having. Like he'd reached success, but he still did it. And it's like he could tell himself the story of like, well, I don't really need to do that anymore. Like I'm pretty high up there, but like that's not why he did it. He did it because he knew it was his potential. He wanted to keep improving because that's what he's been put on this earth to do. Is like to become better comedian, to write better jokes. And so he just kept doing it. Like, even though, yeah, he could have stopped, but that would have been like a bullshit story. Like he could have told himself. And then that flows onto everything else, right? It's like every other aspect of your life. You and Liv always say, how you do one thing is how you do everything.
That's it, man. That's literally what I was about to say. How you do one thing in life is how you do everything. And I think for yourself, you're managing yourself first. And that comes back to that at the start. Do you have your schedule? Do you have your KPIs? Do you have your structure for your week, your day? Do you understand when you're doing content? And then do you let yourself off if you don't do it? Do you start making excuses? Because as soon as you start making excuses and you don't do what you said you would do, all of a sudden you're creating a precedent for your staff that it's okay to not do what you said you would do. And the same as with your staff is a micro lie. If you see a member coming in and it's like, I don't want Julie to see me, and you walk off, it's like, it's okay to do that now. Or it's like they come in and you make that micro lie. It's like, tell them I'm not here, right? That's a micro lie. And it's like, okay, cool. It's fine to lie to our members now. And every single thing that you do creates the standards for your staff, even when you don't consciously think about it. So it's the way you talk, the micro lies you have, the do what you said you would do mentality. It's structuring your day. When you say you're going to get something done, you get it done for them, even if it's, fuck, I didn't sleep last night because I had to get it done. That's what you do because you, as a leader, said you were going to do it. And yes, sometimes shit happens. And then you need to go in there, and it's not going, hey, Liam, I just didn't get that done, man. It's like you go in there and seek forgiveness, and you give vulnerability. And it's like, Liam, like this happened, man. I apologize so much. This is not who I am as a person. I feel like I let you down. I just want to say, like, I will make up for you, and I'll get it done by today. Like, I apologize for this. Is this okay? And it's like, shit, like, man, like, you were just going to give me a nutrition plan. It's okay. But it's like the one time that you don't do what you said you were going to do, like, you need to make that such a big thing, because all of a sudden it starts to creep in habitually again. And then all of a sudden you just don't do it again. You don't do it again. You don't do it again. Again, how you do one thing is how you do everything. And the hero's version of yourself isn't that little bitch that keeps making excuses. The hero's version of yourself is the one that steps up to the plate and fucking knocks it out of the ballpark. I think that's what you got to remind yourself. Like running a business is not easy. Everyone's like, oh, but it's so tiring. Yeah, you got a 96% chance of failure. Like, fuck, you got 2% chance of making $1 million. That shit is not easy. You are literally like a modern day gladiator going into the arena, and you are the 20 people in there, and one of you will get out surviving. You must slay down 19 other business owners to survive. And guys, like, this is not saying, fuck you, competition. It's the reality of understanding in 10 years' time, there's 20 businesses that started in that arena, 19 died. Literally, they're dead. The business is gone. And that is you. Do you have what it takes to live in the world of the modern day gladiator, which is entrepreneurialism? Now, with this, guys, that's the crucial thing. Now, do you think the person who has good habits and who does what they said they were going to do and, has the integrity and manages their time and, is on track with their tasks and creates the Kaizen culture and people keep showing up for them, do you think they're the winner? Yeah, for sure. What about the person who keeps making excuses or keeps living inside their comfort zone or doesn't have the crucial conversations and lets shit slide because, it's just hard? Like, who do you think is going to win and who do you think is going to lose? It's a fucking stupid question because you know the answer, but which one are you choosing to be today as a manager of your team?
Fuck, man. Like, I'm just like listening. I'm like, so relevant because yesterday, like we had this conversation, right? And we were talking about the new YouTube and Facebook videos that we're going to launch to help gyms with their marketing. And I'm like, all right, I need to do these videos, man. I'm going to do one today. I didn't do it. Right. And like this is the thing. It's just like, I forgot that my wife and I had dinner last night with friends and I forgot that was on. I planned on doing it tonight. And this is the thing, like we don't think we're making excuses.
Making justification.
I legit was like, oh, it's not an excuse. Like I had dinner last night. Like we had to go out. Like I couldn't do it. Like it's not an excuse. But of course it is. Like it's an excuse. Like it's results or reasons. Like anytime you don't do the result, the only other explanation is that you've got a reason why you didn't do the result.
Yeah, it's just victim mentality, right? So victim mentality falls into blame, excuses, or denial, or justification. So
justification, right? Like we justify our own bullshit.
Yeah. And like for you last night, right? Like, and man, like everyone does it, but again, just don't do it 2 days in a row. Because as soon as you start doing it 2 days in a row, that's when it becomes a habit.
Yeah.
Right? And it's like same as pressing snooze. You press snooze once, you press snooze 2 days in a row. It's very easy to press it the third day because it's already a habit now and you just fucked yourself.
I love the idea of like the snooze thing as well because it's just like, it doesn't seem like a big deal because you're just like, oh, I just push snooze like a couple of times. Like, but then it's like, well, what type of person are you that clicks snooze like 3 times? Like, because I used to be like a habitual snoozer like all the time. And then I just like one day I woke up and I was just like, the best version of Liam doesn't like cringe when his alarm goes off and go, oh, just please 10 more minutes. Like that's weak. Like, and even though it doesn't really make a difference to my day, whether I push snooze or not, like it matters to me as a person and how I see myself.
Well, that's step one of the choices you made in the day.
Yeah.
So I read something the other day, and this is going to fucking blow your mind. Again, it was another Abraham Maslow thing, right? So every single day we have a choice to be the better version or the worst version. And that's either +1 or -1. So +1, you get out of bed. -1, you press snooze. So then all of a sudden, it's not just -1, you're 2 points away from your greatest self. Not 1 point, because you would have gone 1 forward, but you've gone 1 back. And then all of a sudden, the next thing is like, I didn't hit the gym, or I snapped at lit. I was like, okay, now I'm minus another 1. So I'm 4 points away. And then I ate the wrong bread. I'm 6 points away. And it's like all of a sudden, at the end of the day, you could be like 100 or 300 or 500 points away from your greatest self, all from these incremental, stupid fucking things that don't matter.
It's so true, though.
Stupid fucking things.
Yeah.
They don't matter, but they add up because all the little shit, just like every calorie, right? They add up over time. And it's like if you keep pressing snooze and you snooze for 20 minutes, 7 days a week, right? Well, you just lost an hour 40, right? Every single month, you just lost like 2 days, right? That means you're losing like 24 days a year of snoozing. What could you do with that? You could do a fucking lot, right? Like you could do so much. It's like 5 days a month. No, it's like 5 hours a month, right? So it's like 20 minutes a day. It's an hour 40 a week. That means it's like 6 hours a month. 6 hours a month. So that's like
70 hours.
It's like 4 days a year. Nearly 4 full days a year you're going to lose.
Yeah.
That's still a lot. Imagine if you dialed sales for 4 days straight. If you dialed sales for 4 days straight and just didn't sleep, like that'd probably be 100 sales if you just crushed it like that. But like if you think that's a difference of $100,000. You pressing snooze for 20 minutes is a $100K decision. Now, if you said that instead each morning, this is going to cost me $100,000 to press snooze this morning, you're going to get your fucking shit out of bed? Yeah.
It's crazy, man. Like personally, like like doing that +1 -1 thing. It's so funny that you mentioned that, because like I discovered that as well, and I literally had like a Google sheet, and I would write down every time the best version of myself did something, and every time the not the best version of myself did something. It was just like I only lasted like 3 hours, right? Because it was like so long to track everything. But like in that 3 hours, like I was just, my mind was blown, just like how little shortcuts like I was taking. Like I'd make myself like some cereal for breakfast, and then I'd go and wash my bowl in the sink or whatever, and then I'd see like, oh, there was a bit of like crap on the bench from dinner last night. I'll just leave that and I walk away. And then I was just like, oh man, no, the best version of Liam, like, doesn't just go, oh no, I'm ignoring that, because that's lazy. It's just like, there's no need for me to do that. Like, and so like I would go back and actually like do it. And like, and it's just like, just doing little stuff like that throughout the day, it completely changed the way that I saw myself as a person. Like, it was just like, no, like Liam doesn't do stupid shit like that. Doesn't do lazy stuff like that. Like, if there's a task to be done, like, you just do it properly. Like, if you see something that's not there, don't ignore it. Like, you just got to do it. And it completely changed me as a person, like, just from doing this, like, dishes and snoozing, right? Like, two things that doesn't seem like it makes a difference to business, but it does, because it changes you.
Again, man, because it does change you, because you're disciplined, because management is discipline. I think that's the biggest thing. Leadership and management are discipline. It's like management. If I said I was going to do content at 3:30 on a Friday afternoon, it's the discipline to, even though I'm tired as fuck right now, I was like, no, man, like I said I was going to do it. And you do what you said you're going to do. If I didn't do this, I would let you down right now. And if I let you down, then I lose integrity with our relationship. And then also, for me, I've got this whiteboard up here, right, with everything I need to do each week. And like I create my dashes, and I fucking crush it, right? Like, I am like crushing life at the moment, because it's like, whenever it's in my face constantly, I don't just do what I said I'm going to do. I do what I said I'm going to do plus 20%. Because I, when I track shit, am an overachiever, okay? And that's just who I am. But if you're not tracking it, you don't know if you're winning, but you always half bake it as well.
Yeah.
Right? And all of a sudden, you slip into the worst version of yourself. So we make these excuses, I can't do content, I don't have time. Well, we're just turning up for a fucking podcast and chatting and giving the knowledge that I've acquired and you've acquired over the last 16 years in the fitness industry. You're managing hundreds of people, right? So this is crucial information that we're spending this hour together, but we're doing what we said we're going to do. Even it's adopting the athlete's mindset, which is so crucial as a manager. Even when you aren't motivated, you get the job done. And that's what a true manager does, right? They understand, they have these like, smart goals where they're specific and they're measurable and they're achievable and they're fucking, timely and all that sort of stuff. Like, they have them, but they also give them to their team. They also have one-on-ones every single week with their team. They don't make excuses and say they're more important than their team's time. Oh, I've got to do this. It's like, no, you sit down with your team member and you have their personal goals. You have their year goals. They have a vision of what it looks like for them to be employed by you in a year's time. And they know what success is. And they know what every single week and every single day and every single month, the incremental markers that they must achieve to get their success. And whether that be a pay rise, or maybe a new job, or maybe going from part-time to full-time, I don't care what it is or what their success is. That's up to you and them to decide. But they have this success. And every week you check in on the one-on-one with them, how they're going on week 52, on the 52-week journey to their success. And if you're not doing that, you're not managing them. And if you're not doing that, you're letting them down. If you're not doing that, you're not getting buy-in, and they'll just go somewhere else, because your team members must have this vision of where the company's going and a vision of where they're going, and they must be intertwined together. Now, from that, they have KPIs on a daily basis. They're written KPIs. They understand the competency and the skills they must have to get these KPIs. You're supporting them to get there. They've got written documentation. You can just talk to them one day. It's like, hey, Liam, make some sales calls. No, there's videos, there's scripts, and they know exactly, and you coach them through it to start with. Now they have KPIs on what they need to do. They know how to take sessions. They know how to, increase engagement. They know how to get people excited. They know what passion looks like. They know what passion doesn't look like. They have these clear KPIs, and they understand the purpose for them in their role. They actually understand the purpose of the KPI, because that's crucial as well. And it's essentially these KPIs, they can assess them. Did I win or did I lose? And that's crucial, because if they're losing, then you've got to have a crucial conversation. And it's like, do you not feel like you know how to do it? Do you not feel like you have enough time to do it? What do you think you need to do it? What do you think you need more from me to get these KPIs done? And it's asking those 4 questions, which allows you to have that feedback, crucial conversation to help them perform and excel. But again, this is the person I used to be, which sucked as a manager. I sucked at getting feedback. Okay. And then also people didn't want to give me feedback because I sucked at it so much. So then all of a sudden the business wasn't moving forward how it should be, because I was just running my own race, hoping people would come along with me. But instead, like, you have to have feedback in an open and caring environment on a weekly basis. It's like, what did you did this great this week, Liam, and this is what I need you to improve. And it's not emotional feedback. The feedback is not emotional whatsoever. This is what I saw, and this is what I need from you. And feedback can go through any level. I don't care if you're the cleaner. I don't care if you're the CEO. I don't care who you are. Anyone can give anyone feedback, because that's how great companies excel. And if you don't have a safe place, then feedback doesn't happen. And when feedback doesn't happen, if people feel let down, people get passive aggressive. When people get passive aggressive, all of a sudden, normally they'll start writing inside, messages passive aggressively instead. It's like, no, if you ever have a message that has any type of attachment to emotion, you pick the fucking phone up, or you have a face-to-face conversation, because you writing an emotional message will fuck your culture faster than any sum of analogy that could fuck something quickly right now. A rabbit in a fucking paddock. Now with this, man. But so crucial, man. Like, feedback is the lifeblood of progression and regression in your staff's culture. And if you have a great staff culture, then you have great staff productivity. If you don't have feedback and you don't have productivity, then you have a company that's on the slide. And the companies that are on the slide is the ones that don't make it to that sort of 4% that win.
Yeah, man. Like, it's knowing you more than just like a business partner, but as like a friend. People don't realize this, that Trav, like, genuinely, and he admits this a lot. Like, he says this a lot, that he genuinely hates uncomfortable conversations. Like it's just a thing. Like, you've said it before. It's just like, you've always like grown up like trying to be liked, and that's just like a big, deep value and driver for you. And yeah, anytime you need to like have an argument or someone's pissing you off, it's really, really difficult for you to have that, like, take that step and have that conversation, because every part of you just wants to run away.
It's very emotionally taxing. And after I force myself to do it, and I hate it when people do it to me by message, because then I carry that emotion until the conversation's done. It's like, we need to talk. This is what I'm feeling. It's like, don't ever fucking do that to me, because I'm feeling the emotion until the finalization of the outcome. Now, like, for me, like, I hate it, but I know that that's how organizations become great. That's how I know how I become a better person. So I force these crucial conversations upon myself. And I hold on to so much like emotion until it's done. But I feel so good when they're done as well, because, subconsciously we think they're the worst thing in the world, just like all these things that we create anxiety around, right? And then when they're done, it's like, it feels like nothing. And we feel like we have a resolution and we can move forward. I used to be so bad at them. And I'm so much better now, and I'm still a work in progress. And that's one of the biggest things I need to work on as a manager. We're all work in progress, right? But with this, the better you can get at crucial conversations is the better your team can get on crucial conversations, which means that you can actually move faster as a company. You can make better decisions as a company. You can innovate better as a company. And that's business.
What's the biggest mistakes you've made in the last year or so, like with management?
Man.
Is it hard? Like, because I know, like, when you set KPIs, because I do this all the time, and I write them in a Google Doc or whatever, and then like, it's not in my face and I forget about it, right? And like, you just said it before on the whiteboard, which is like, it's in your face. Like, you can't ignore it. Like, your KPIs are there, like X amount of videos, X amount of reach outs, X amount of things. Like, obviously like having that is really important, but like in the past, has that been like, have you let yourself like slide around like having the KPIs in your face? Like,
Yeah, I have, but I think the last year, and we've gone through a lot of transitions with the main company. In the last year, I questioned myself as a manager, not as a leader. I've and have been, and I believe I am a great leader. Okay, that's like me and my identity as a leader. I think I'm an amazing one, and that's not ego. I just it could be, but I think I'm just confident as a leader because I die for people. I literally die for people. I don't care who you are. I'll give you my money. I will fight for you. I'll fly across the country if you're in hospital and you're like, I need you here. I don't even care if I know you. Like that's who I am. Like I care so much about people. Um, that is who I am as a leader. But for me as a manager, we had like a great manager in play. But what happened is they made me think that managing the company was more complex than what I thought it was. And I questioned myself as a manager. And I think for us as any company, it's not complex. And I think that's the biggest thing with RBT is moving back to simplicity and understanding the stories and understanding the leadership structures and understanding, who we are as a team. And, leadership prevails before management. And if you can't lead, if you don't have leadership qualities, then you'll never be able to manage. And I think that is one of the biggest mistakes that I have made is I let the company be managed and not led. Okay, such a crucial thing because all great companies must be led, not managed. So first, you start with leadership. You start with buy-in. You start with navigation. You start with respect. You start with like looking at like the law of the leaders, John Maxwell would say. You start with understanding all these crucial conversations, and then as long as you have this leadership framework inside you and yourself, and then you have inside your little team, then they're ready to be managed. But they're kind of intertwined. But you can never manage someone unless they trust you, and they only trust you if you're leading them correctly. And I think that's honestly, man, that was my trip up. Like if you're tripping on a rock, that was the rock I tripped over.
Yeah, it makes sense, man. What other like issues do you think like gym owners could face with like these daily huddles? Like what problem solving stuff did you have to do at RBT, like implementing these huddles? Like, was it sometimes it was hard to keep them consistent, or like anything else like that people can expect?
Yeah, man, like I think consistency is key because again, you start to justify, I don't have enough time, or, is this a good use of my time? It's like 100% good use. There's only me and Jenny. It's like, yeah, have a daily huddle together. It's like, there's two of you. I don't care if it's just one of you. If you have a daily huddle with yourself at 10:21 every day, you sit there. What is my daily focus? Did I win yesterday? What are my key numbers? It's like, you can manage yourself. You have to manage yourself before you manage your team. So this management criteria that we're setting today, this is how you start with yourself before you even have a team. And then you get your team on board. Like your team members, again, they must have their plan like we talked about. You must, have a performance diary on how they're performing on a monthly basis. Have structures on how you're rating them. Maybe there's a 5 out, 1 to 5 in sales, a 1 to 5 in customer experience, a 1 to 5 in session delivery. There's a 1 to 5 in, there's like 25 points. And it's like you can rate them like 4 out of 5, 3 out of 5, 2 out of 5, and you have a little sentence what that actually includes. So it's like essentially how you're assessing them. Now, if someone's a 15 out of 25, that means they're like a C, right? That's pretty shit. And it's like, do you want mastery inside your business, or do you want like mediocrity? This is the truth. So you have to go, okay, cool. Like Jenny's a C average right now. Now this is what's going to get you to a B. And unless you have like ground zero, you can never build from it. So you have to assess, okay? And now we've assessed, and when we're looking on our weekly meetings, okay, we're like, Jenny, did you read that book? Jenny, have you read those 30 pages? Jenny, did you do that sales call? Jenny, have you practiced that script? Jenny, have you reached out to 10 members every single day? Jenny, are you reading that personal development so you can increase your self-love? Because that is what could be holding you back. Like all of a sudden you've assessed, and they're a 15 out of 25. You have a 12-week goal to get them to a 20 out of 25. And they know exactly how to get there. Because if you have growth mindset individuals working for you, your business is unstoppable. And if they believe you're bought into them so much on a personal level, they will buy into your business every day of the week. And it's like, cool, now we got to 20 out of 25. Jenny, high five, they get more confident and they have more buy-in to you even again. It's like, Jenny, now we're getting from 25, we're a B right now, we're going to get up to an A. Okay, this is what we're going to work on. We're looking at skill acquisition in the gym. We're looking at how you're actually doing your articulation of how people are going to be doing exercises. We're looking at your energy and your how you're going to create motivation. You're going to learn how to anchor motivation with some fucking power move. I don't know. But like you're doing this stuff for Jenny because your role as a manager and a leader is to try and get her to her absolute potential in life. Her absolute potential, her best interest. And if Jenny ends up leaving you, like that happens. Like, fuck. Hope you had a good ride. But it is your duty while they are giving you their life, because that's what they're doing, because their life is in your hands as a business owner, to try and protect them, give them security, and help guide them to their potential. Like that is your job. Like that is the burden that you wear. And that's why I fucking die for people, right? Like for me, that's my mindset. Like, and that's when people like, I come back and they're like, oh, I don't feel like, you know, you had my back then. I'm like, that fucking hurts. Like that hurts me the most because it's like, maybe I didn't have your back because you didn't reach out to me and let me know what you're going through. Because if anyone ever reached out to me, like, man, like I'll give you my shirt off my back. And I've done that multiple times. Because I will go without, as like Simon Sinek says, like leaders eat last, right? I will go without for my team to survive. And that is what a leader does, and that is what a manager does. And that's how you get your company to where you need to get it to.
With, man, it's been such an awesome chat. So like, I find it so humorous that when it comes to managing people, like we spent like half an hour saying like, you got to sort your own shit out because it's so true. It's like, that is like 90% of it, right?
Man, like your business will only grow as big as you grow. Like, and if you can grow yourself, and this is what I like, obviously for me, it's why I ask myself multiple times. It's like, you know, at the start of every year or towards the end of every year, it's like, who do I need to be next year for my team? Because like, you know, I worry about my team worries about our members. And it's like, who do I need to be for my team? Well, who do I need to be for the next evolution of our business? Like, who do I need to be? Because that's who it starts with. And if you can really figure that out and what you need to work on to be 2.0, 3.0, 4.0 version of yourself, because if you're not evolving, your business will never evolve. And you will be the bottleneck, you will be the glass ceiling, and you'll start making excuses and justifications, but it's back on you. You did it. Like you broke it. And you have to be willing to then be vulnerable enough and courageous enough to admit that you have the ownership of the direction of the company. It all comes back to you. And, you know, again, Simon Sinek says, it's like, there's no bad teams. It's just bad leaders. And, you know, that's what you have to understand. Like you have to be the greatest leader and you have to be the most supportive manager. And supportive manager doesn't mean you let people get away with things. A supportive manager means you have the balls to step up and have the crucial conversations to try and help people get to mastery and excellence in themselves.
I think what a lot of people don't realize is like, you know, Trav obviously lives his life and pushes himself and puts his goals out there very publicly. And like, that's good for like heaps of different reasons for goal setting and achievement. But I'm constantly amazed at the amount of direct messages you get, Trav, like on your Instagram and Facebook of people just being like, I am coming to work for you. Like, find me a way to work for you. And like, that's how we get such amazing staff. Because like Trav said before, it's just like the work is life. Like, let's be honest. It's like 40 hours a week. Like you spend more time at work than anywhere else. And people just want to be a part of RBT and want to be around Trav because they see that he's got his shit sorted. And even if it's not sorted, like he's trying to sort it and he's doing it very publicly. And it's like, yeah, you got to do that yourself, right?
I think people respect authenticity and people know like one, they know who I am as a person because I'm very authentic and I do put myself out there. But I think if you can be as authentic as you can be, and truly serve as a manager and have people's best interests at heart, that comes across. You have a self-awareness to understand, what's going around internally, to manage your emotions, like as, Viktor Frankl would talk about, like I think that is one of the most crucial things. Like if you can learn to manage your emotions, learn to manage your energy, and then you can have essentially the ability to help other people do that, then you'll have the ability to help your whole company come outside of its comfort zone and excel. And I think that's the biggest thing that anyone wants in life.
So to summarize, guys, obviously, to be a good manager, you have to actually level up as a person, and you need to, surround yourself with people that help you level up, obviously. But then by doing that and leveling up, people want to be surrounded by you, and then they want to be led and managed by you. And then the other thing is, like we talked about, is KPIs. And it's just like, your business isn't as complex as you think it is. Like Trav said with RBT, that was a big mistake that he made. And now it's like coming back to simplicity, and it's like daily huddles and key KPIs, X, Y, and Z every single day at 10:21 a.m. And just by doing that, all of a sudden it becomes so apparent whether the day is won or the day is lost. So if you're sitting here and you're wondering like how you can grow your gym, and you probably need more leads and sales, or you need better staff, or whatever it is, but you have no idea how to figure out what your KPIs are. You have no idea what you need to track. You have no idea how you can be more productive. And you honestly like want to level up. You want to be around people that are leveling up. You guys know where to find us. Like go to www.fitproformula.com. You can read our letter there. We're obviously offering a 30 client guarantee in 90 days as well, which is pretty epic. But we'll teach you all of this stuff as well, like how to figure out what KPIs to have. So you can put it on your whiteboard and you can never ignore it, and how to have these daily huddles with your team. So message the page, go to www.fitproformula.com.
I think you also get, bro, I think what you do when we coach you, you get surrounded by people who are achieving. And I think that's the biggest thing. And you are forced to achieve, because when we have a call every single week, I'll look in your face, because we have a Zoom call just like this, and I'll say, what the fuck are you doing if you aren't doing your job? Because like I'm a very transparent person, right? I will tell people how it is, and I'll be like, this is your goal for the next 7 days. And if you turn up to this call with me 7 days later and you didn't do it, I'll ask you why. And then I'll ask you, is that the best version of yourself? And I'll ask you why. And then I'll ask you, are you willing to let go of those stories you're telling yourself and marry the person you're supposed to become, right? Like, and I'll talk to you in the group every day, because now you have an accountability post you must do every day for 7 days, because clearly that's what you need to get the success. So it's like, there is so many ways to grow a gym. And I think, we have some really cool ways to grow a gym, like, don't get me wrong. But I think some of the biggest stuff is the accountability and the mindset shift when you get clarity on how to actually do it, because all of a sudden your competency increases, but your confidence skyrockets, right? And then people start crushing 2-3 sales every single day, and their confidence skyrockets even more, because they're like, fuck, I'm actually winning now. And like that's invaluable. Like feeling like you're walking through fucking quicksand as a business owner, to then feel like, and you're familiar with it. That's the problem. And I did a video around this earlier today. It's like, the problem is so many people are familiar with mediocrity. They think that that's just how life is. No, life is not like that. Your life doesn't have to be mediocre. Your life can be fucking anything you want to fucking do, where you have this gym and you fucking travel around the world and you want to bank a house on the beach, like do that. Like, your life can be exceptional. It can be amazing. You have to level up to do that though. You have to say, like, mediocrity is no longer for me, and I am familiar with it right now. I've tolerated shit standards. I'm leveling up. I'm surrounding myself around people who are also leveling up, and that will force me to level up even more, even faster, because there's not one more second on this earth that I will tolerate being mediocre. I think when you get to that point, just shit gets real. And then your business starts to move because your new standards don't let you stay back.
Yeah, man. It's like your business and your life looks exactly the way it is because of the decisions that you've made. And those decisions could be conscious, those decisions could be unconscious, but like no one has a business and life that's like different to what they deserve. Like if you're sitting here right now, like you 100% deserve that money, that whatever figure is in your bank account right now, that's what you currently deserve because of the decisions that you've been making. And so like when you realize that, well, you've just chosen to like have a business that's not doing very well, like that's reality. Well, if you have the power to choose that, which you have, and you have the power to create it, which you have, well, why not choose to create something awesome? Why not choose to create something that's fucking unbelievable?
100%. It's like your potential in life is stepping forwards or stepping backwards. There is no standing where you are, right? So the best version of yourself, the person you were born to be on this earth, like who are they? And are you living up to that right now? And if the answer is no, you need to change something. You need to do something different to get a different result. Like that's it.
Yeah, that's right. If you want something different, just do the same thing that you've been doing. It's probably not going to change.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I'm going to have a different business tomorrow, but I'm just going to do the same shit. Like it doesn't work like that. Like if you want a new business, if you want a different business, if you want a better quality of life, right? Like people don't go, I'm just going to lose weight tomorrow. No, they can't. They need more education. They need more accountability. Most of the time, accountability is the biggest thing with losing weight. It's like, Liam, did you do your walking today? Show me a screen capture of your steps. Okay, Liam, no worries. And like for you, the more accountability you give someone, the more you can charge, right? Liam, I'm going to fucking go to the shops with you every week, right?
That's
like
right.
The higher,
don't buy that Mars bar.
Yeah, but the higher the accountability you give someone, one, the more they should pay you. But two, the more you're forcing them to up level. You're literally taking away any form of self-sabotage, justification, blame, excuses. You're forcing them to be a victor in life. Like forcing them. Like you're twisting their arm. And then the less and the less and the less accountability you give them is the more room that you're giving themselves to slip back into bad habits.
100%, man. What a sick conversation. Really enjoyed it.
Thank you, everyone.
Next week, we got leadership. So kind of continuing on this path. But yeah, today was more about management. But yeah, next one will be about leadership. So stay tuned, guys. Yeah, peace out.
Peace out. Catch you later, guys.